Hello everybody, in amongst all the things that are going to be dropping today, I've got to get this video done and out. So yes, I've had a little bit of time to play Deathless Guillotine. I wanted to give some thoughts on the particular champion, as well as showcase some gameplay, which you could probably see on tabs like interaction tabs, or pinned, not pinned because it's not pinned, but there's time codes to different things of footage gameplay that we're going to see the champion in action. Some really interesting stuff from it. So Deathless Guillotine, this one right here, is an interesting champion. I put in the description as well some just like quick write-up, but I'm just going to explain some things when it comes to this champion, and then we're going to look at some gameplay. So the champion does have great survivability, especially from the abilities that we saw. The champion is like the OG Guillotine, which is kind of weird. It's like paying homage, but it's disappointing because a lot of people like the kind of super healing the champion had from an OG standpoint. So it's kind of like old meets new. The new being that degen damage kind of excels for this champion, and it's actually quite a good element to it. For this particular video, I'm using a 200 signature rank 2 version. Also, synergies wise, we can't use all of them. As part of the CCP beta, we're unable to utilize the harboring, which is the personal debuff. Degen debuffs gain plus 20% potency for each hashtag deathless champion on the team. And that's something I'm going to talk about in a minute, why that has a huge factor. Also, Deathless Harvester, the amount of max health required to gain a new soul is decreased by 2%. And that's really it, apart from Deathless Enemies, which is all about stacking on crit rate. And that's something I'll quickly talk about, is that the champion that I've set up with stat focus is to be critical rating plus, you know, X amount, 135 obviously for this particular circumstance. So that is, of course, to speak into the abilities of the champion. A lot of the synergies I'm going to be utilizing is indeed the ones that are set out to build critical rating. Critical rating being an important part of the champion, because based on you getting a crit, you're able to inflict a degen debuff. So you are doing more degens for you critting. I think that's that in a nutshell, and it's very easy to explain. One of the big, I won't say mistake, because in the video I do showcase with and without. With the champion, I've decided to field the Ghost Rider relic, and the reason I've done that is because it's the next degen effect gains X amount of potency, and the final hit on this X amount 5.42% degeneration vulnerability for 12 seconds. Of course, that's important to this process. This is a rank 2 6-star Ghost Rider relic, and of course not everybody's going to have that specific kind of build, but it kind of makes more sense to go, okay, so the champion gets degen, what do I want to make more damage from this champion about? Degen. Look, there are other Mystic relics are available, so you can go and check that out, but that's the pair up that I did for this particular process, or part of the process. One thing that I have noticed about the Deathless champions is it feels like they won't have a purpose just yet. And one of the things I do put in my notes in the description is that the following. Is this worth the effort for her? In the short term, I think the answer is no. But in the long term, I think once you find a purpose for these champions, it will feel like it's a good option. One thing for this video I was unable to do is test out Deathless Guillotine in the new Incursions, because it's still the old Incursion. So I'm going to have to wait until it's the live beta, not live beta, the live gameplay in order to play the champion and test out some stuff when it comes to, proud degen, or draining degen, or amplifying debuff damage, or degen based damage potency improvements. But I think as well that plays into one of the synergies being, this may be a team, depending on how you set up your 3 for Incursions, as being a fantastic survivability based champion because of the element of regen and breathe. So, and there's one final thing, the Deathless banner looks amazing. The theme looks amazing. Now, I've talked too much. Let's get into some footage and just talk about some stuff when it comes to the play of the champ. So you see on screen, first of all, the obligatory fight with Winter Soldier in Realm of Legends. This is without the relic on at the moment in time. And of course, the same principle with the old one was build up to an SP3 with lots of souls on and do that. And you do a lot of damage. Now, getting that rotation in is still something that I kind of like, it took a little bit of time to kind of like get my head around, or sorry, back to those days. But you can see there was survivability there, how much more health that I was able to take back. When we get to the Hercules Eternity of Pain fight, you'll see that in good kind of like stead and rotation. So this is a obviously Captain Marvel fight right there, and you can see the critical rating is really helping out to kind of go, okay, well, I'm critting, that's degen damage. And of course, take those numbers into consideration, that just below 1000 kind of number, that 968. And of course, when we get to Assassin, which I do have this on as a mastery, it is very much going to like, you know, click in with a bit more damage. But when we get to the with Relic footage, you'll see that that is changed quite a bit. Yeah, I really, actually, just to kind of like talk about, I really do like what Kabam did with creating individuality from these trophy champions to have a theme. So the Deathless look like Deathless, and their themes, so their little banners at the top there look like, you know, they're dark, they're kind of mysterious. It's kind of, it's just cool, plays into it. And of course, big SP3 damage, once I learn a little bit there, is very nice. Sometimes you're going to see me doing a footage that kind of like plays into that, others not. So this is in something like Labyrinth of Legends. The champion could actually do Labyrinth of Legends with no problem. For this particular fight, I do get a little bit bored with it so far. Like, it was just like, well, I can't remember if this is like a 4 million hit pool fight, but after a while I just got bored, and I think it illustrated the point with this footage regardless, is that, hey, look, you know, you can have great survivability, like, and do a bit of damage. And I think that this is where, again, the synergy for the Deathless champions, so a team set up with and around it, is probably going to be, all of them will have their purpose and be efficient and fun, and will help out to kind of clear some, you know, scuffy or annoying content for you, which obviously happens later on this year. Now, what I've done is I will speed this footage off. This is the Hercules fight. This is the Eternity of Pain type fight. And I sped it up because it's just a case of like, I'm not going to speak for about, what, 2-3, I think it was like 2-minute fight or something. So I thought, hey, you know, doesn't matter. We'll speed this up. We'll get to like a point where it's you know, towards the end with it. But yeah, you can see on screen from all this, even sped up, that the survivability of the champion is very unique. And that, again, as I said, is one key element to the champion, is having that survivability. It means that it's open to things like Incursions. Incursions benefits from, you know, I would say if you put a Heimdall on this particular champion, go into Incursions just in case any mistakes, and have something that kind of amplifies crit rating, or maybe that degen damage potency, depending on how you want to set up. But apart from that, that was a very clean fight. I didn't drop any health. I didn't have to revive or anything like that. So that was good. 110 hits, I think that was. Yeah, that was. But 2 minutes 25. I'm not going to let you sit through that. But what I will have you sit through is a little bit of degen damage spiking with the nice little Ghost Rider even Relic. So you can see that in action right now. And that's good. It's just showing like an increase of damage potency that's kind of given. Obviously for this, I'm trying to like build up to my SP3, but you can see there's a little kind of potency improvement when it comes to degen when we hit the striker. So we're going to start doing a bit more damage. I think it's seen more in the Captain Marvel fight. Actually, whilst I'm recording this, I can't remember how much that the damage I was doing previously without the Ghost Rider Relic versus that. And of course for this, maybe I should have thrown my SP3 a little bit sooner, but in case it's having those souls on, doing an SP3 and doing a lot of burst damage, that's kind of it. But here's the Captain Marvel classic fight, doing a standard SP1. I don't really needed a SP1. I should have just gone to an SP3, but like, it is what it is. But yeah, there's a little bit of boost when it comes to this. We're looking at like over 1k per tick at certain circumstances and time frames. Like, so it's about like 100 per tick increase, which isn't too bad. I suppose that kind of like adds up a little bit. And of course, the more potent your relic is, the better it will be. But it's definitely kind of like some extra bonuses right there. And of course, that probably would be the setup that I would have, that Ghost Rider one. But in any case, that's been a video. I don't want it to go on too long. Thank you very much for watching, and check out some other content located on screen. What are your thoughts on what you've seen? And as well, do you see a purpose for the champion in certain places in the future? Whether it's the 6-star version, the 7-star version, and will you be ranking up the champion for certain bits of content, or waiting for the others to drop down the line? Thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye-bye.